why do we need to think about what's happening with Facebook, aka Meta, and how can we reboot social media to be more positive? First, I want to say, just to kick the whole thing off, this is not a black or white scenario. There's many great things about social media. And I'm a great fan of social media and a great user, except for Facebook. And so really, we have to kind of get away from this idea that it's about good or bad technology. You know, technology is as good as we use it. It's morally neutral until we use it. And the same goes for Facebook. So social media does have lots of benefits. I'm a fan, but many things have gone seriously wrong. And I think I want to start by saying, we have to reject the binary. You know, this concept of saying, is it all good, is it all bad? That is just not going to work here. Right? The concept of good or bad can be applied for many things, but not to social media, not to technology. So let's think a little bit further when we think about this. Okay, I think what really happened is Facebook, and now Meta, went through a process of becoming toxic, becoming evil, becoming unethical. And probably not an intended process either. And not one that they will enjoy. Look at the stock market performance in the last 2 weeks, right? Really, this is what happened. You know, social media went from this idea of being magic, manic, then, and toxic, right? Magic is the fact that we can do this, right? I mean, we can express ourselves, we can meet people. And then manic is when we get obsessed with doing it all the time. It's like food or any other drug, really, for that matter, right? And this kind of idea of toxic is when we are repressed by technology. And this is doubtlessly happening right now, poisoning our democracy, poisoning the way that we perceive reality, and distorting our reality. And I think this is a very, very bad idea. And it has gone too far, and we have to detoxify Facebook, Meta, and other social media, of course, right? Great quote here from Buckminster Fuller, who said, humanity is acquiring all the right technology for the wrong reasons. And that is so appropriate to the Facebook and Meta discussions. Great technology, great AI, great a lot of things, right? But for the wrong reason. And the reason of Facebook to exist is to sell advertising, right? And to track us and to provide data to the NSA, parenthesis. You know, there may be sort of a backdoor reason, right? Basically what's happening is that our main problem is this, right? Our main problem is that it's about algorithm, right? It's algorithmic media. Right? How can you expect something that is made by a machine to make a lot of sense for humans? I mean, basically, yeah, the machine is getting smarter, but algorithmic media is not media, right? It's essentially an engine. And what we see on Facebook is it's contorted in 100 different ways. I stopped using Facebook 5 years ago after making a long debate about this, and I lost 74% of my traffic on my website, right? Because I was good with the algorithms. But nevertheless, I think it's a bad way to think about media. It's not enough. You know, I think we need to go further than this, because Facebook clearly was kind of, or is, a money machine, right? It's mostly about generating revenues in some sort of algorithmic fashion. And look at the numbers here, it's astounding, right? So 2021 revenues, 170 billion, which translates to 320 million per day, if I do the math right. And some people have estimated that basically the estimated profit is $160 million per day. That is the profit. Right? I mean, this company is more powerful than many other countries. In fact, it is a country, right? The Zug's country, right? And the final one is also kind of great, $163,000 average salary per year. And of course, many engineers and stuff make millions on Facebook. Nothing wrong with that when you work hard, but think about the economic proportions that we see here. So in many ways, I always say what's happening here is that we used to have problems with big oil and polluting the world, right? And now we have a problem with digital pollution, right? Basically, big tech, mostly big social, causing the same problems, right? Digital pollution. And that's actually a much bigger problem than the problem of big oil, because we're solving the climate change problem and we're switching to decarbonized ways of doing this. But with technology, we haven't gotten around to this yet. We're essentially polluting everything around us and spoiling the atmosphere between people, literally, through social media. And this animation we did about 4 years ago And it's a great animation that I love because it's not just Facebook, right? That's essentially creating externalities, external things to their business model that they don't care about. And I think this is dead wrong. We have to care about the side effects of what we're doing. And the side effects of too much technology, too much media, is a violation of user principles, it's tax avoidance, it's addiction, it's bias, it's manipulation, all of those nice things. But, the stance has been from companies like this, technology companies and social media, is to say, well, let somebody else worry about it. But that's not possible when you have 3 billion users, right? Exponential growth and power results in exponential problems, right? Externalities. And we have to face them.